considering starting a family, all this kind of stuff with Taylor. I don't believe that to be true. I think that her account might be pushing out stories, which does happen a lot. I don't think she's necessarily doing it. I think she's very sweet. I think she just has an innocence about her. Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Holly, so grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I am excited to be doing this. I know a lot of you love Harry Styles, so this is for all my Harry Styles people. I really do like doing readings on Harry Styles. I feel like because he's a fellow Sun and Aquarius, I think it's very fascinating to see somebody who has almost a similar chart to mine, like almost exactly similar, and to see how it's just interesting to see like parallels between my life and his, even though we're very different people. But I think that's why I'm able, some of you have said that I'm the best Harry Styles reader. I think that's why I'm able to read him so well, because we have a lot of similarities. You know, he's Sun and Aquarius. I think only Sun and Aquarius understand Sun and Aquarius. In fact, sometimes when I joke about this, when I hear an Aquarius speak about themselves, I'm like, when's your birthday? Because I know that they're Aquarius. I can just tell, you know. So yeah, this is for all you Harry Styles fans. Welcome back. Please like the video if you like the video, and comment. I always love to hear what you have to say. Okay, let's get into the reading. I started off when I shuffled the cards. I got like I keep seeing him in a suit, very like with a gold background, suit with a gold background, and like confetti, glitter, that kind of thing. I think that might be a new video of his coming out very soon. I see like jazz type, older energy. I did say, and I predicted this a while ago, that if Olivia, and it's funny because the video just came out, which I will do a video soon about them and their energy together, but I did say that Olivia would come up with a movie about the situation, have it be like an autobiography, which I believe that's the one Anne Hathaway is starring in. Please write in the comment section if it's true, if she has anything to do with it. But that's what I saw. I saw that she's going to release a movie and say, just like throw backhanded comments at him, which I love all the signs. Some signs I tend to stay away from. But even though I love Pisces, you know, Sun and Pisces, I think all signs have growth. And something that's negative about Sun and Pisces, the shadow side, is that they can tend to be passive aggressive. You know, I tell all my Pisces clients, I tell all Pisces that I know in general, if they want to hear what I have to say, because I don't want to push anything on them, but to make sure that you're in tune with your throat chakra, telling people what they need to hear, not from a negative place. Sometimes it can come from a negative place, but what I mean is that to be direct, not to be passive aggressive about situations, you know. So I see her being very passive aggressive, like acting like, oh, everything's fine, she's moved on, but then being shady behind his back. And he might confront her and be like, hey, I thought we were cool, and she's like, yeah, we're fine. And then in public she's like, how could I ever be cool with him, you know, he broke my heart. So he's going to have this retaliation towards her of like, you know what, F you, through a song. I had pictured it being, and this is just intuitive based, pictured it being like there's this group that actually reminds me a lot of One Direction. But when I was growing up, it was, I forgot what they were called. And one of the main guys started his own rock group called Fight Star, and they have this song called Paint Your Target, and I love, it's one of my favorite songs. It's really good. Yeah, so I forgot the name of the group that he was in. It was like a popular British boy band. Anyway, so I got that. I got in the studio making music, really focusing and honing in. You know, I say this all the time, and it's really funny because as I started recording the videos, my stomach started grumbling because I forgot to eat. But Aquarius, it happens to us all the time. We work, especially if it's something creative. You know, when I was a kid, on the weekends, I still love to draw. I still draw sometimes, but not as much. I'd draw and I'd paint in my room, and I would spend hours in my room. Hours. I would forget to eat. I forget to do many things. I forget to use the bathroom because I was just drawing and painting, and like letting out my creativity. So Aquarius, especially if it's something that's creative driven and it's work related, we can go and forget that we are people and we need to eat, we need to drink water. So I see him needing to be reminded of those things, especially when he goes into studio. I can see this here, that he's just like go all in, which has made him successful and it's made him very admirable. I think that's why a lot of people like to work with him. But he mustn't forget about his health, because I see that being very prominent, that especially this year he needs to focus on his health, because he might pass out in some kind of arena or something and need to stop doing shows, you know. So just putting that out there. So with Two of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Emperor, I get here lots of happiness. You know, people keep sending me that he's considering starting a family, all this kind of stuff with Taylor. I don't believe that to be true. I think that her camp might be pushing out stories, which does happen a lot. I don't think she's necessarily doing it. I think she's very sweet. I think she just has an innocence about her. I don't think it's her, but I do think that her camp is pushing stories about her, especially with the Emperor. There's definitely somebody behind the scenes about her on her end that is really pushing this relationship. It might be a publicist. If you guys could write in the comment section, I get her publicist is like an older guy who has dealt with high profile celebrity relationships and knows how to push a narrative. So with the Tower, I get here, he really needs to be careful with his health. Really. I see him possibly being hospitalized because he worked too hard. You know, especially, this has happened to me. It's happened to me a while ago when I used to model. Obviously when you model, well, when I modeled, because things have changed, I didn't really eat because, you know, when you have a deadline of a fashion show, you really can't eat that much. So I used to like just eat soup, and sometimes I would just have like an apple a day, which is terrible. I don't condone it to anybody, and it's really horrible that I used to do that to myself. Thank God that I healed from that. But one time I had a fashion show, I was in a fashion show and I forgot to eat. And you know they have like those big lights? I stood up, this woman was doing my makeup, and I stood up and she asked me to look up because she was doing my under eye, and I just passed out, completely passed out. And there's going to be something similar happen to him, you know, where because the lighting, professional lighting is very hot and it can take a lot of your energy. Like you feel like extra hot, you know. And I see that happening with him, that the lighting is going to be a lot for him, and it's going to really, he's going to pass out, something along those lines happening. So he really needs to watch out, drink water, hydrate, eat. You know, I can't reiterate it enough because I really see that being an issue with him. So Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I see him investing, you know, making a lot of money moves. And I also predicted that he would start his own label with a friend. Looks like he starts his own label with a friend. Go back and watch my videos if you haven't yet. Highly recommend it because a lot of it I've predicted has come true. I see him also, let's see, being involved in some kind of book. if he hasn't written an autobiography yet, he might just be writing a script for a movie. But I see him getting into writing. I see that a lot. Yeah, I see that happening. He might be writing a movie. 8 of Cups, 6 of Wands, and the Strange card. To kind of like prove a point, you know. I say this all the time. I think Aquarius, you never ever want an Aquarius as your enemy. I say this to you all the time. I'm a very sweet person, but if you cross me, it's over for you. Because either I will get even or karma will get you. So, for an example, I used to work at this restaurant and the owner was stealing our money, being completely a jerk, and I found out recently that it closed down. So I considered suing them. And I've sued former employers because I feel like there's just a lot of shadiness that people can get into. But it's a lot of energy to constantly be suing people. So I consulted a firm and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to let it go because it's going to take years. And a part of me was like, I don't want to let this go, but I kind of have to, or it's going to get the better of me. And I decided to let it go, and I recently found out that it closed, you know? And I'm not saying that closing is that guy's karma, the owner, but when you are shady and you constantly, especially with Aquarius, I don't know, you guys are Aquarius and Capricorns too. I found Capricorns and Aquarius are the two signs that if you do us wrong, your karma will come back to you, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but I think somebody wrote, one of my subscribers, I can't remember who exactly it was, said that sometimes they feel like they are people's karma, you know? Or if they do, for example, I have many situations, many stories of being divinely protected. And this guy, I have a story that maybe I don't want to get too much into, but I used to have this colleague who did me wrong. And ever since they did me wrong, they had like the worst luck. And he said that I put a spell on him. I don't do spells, so I didn't. But it was just funny to see like his life. Not funny, because I don't believe in looking at situations like that funny. But how straight after that happened, so many bad things happened to him and occurred. But really, it had nothing to do with me. But I was just like the ultimate straw for the universe to be like, you know what, stop treating people like this. So yeah, so I see that happening with him. Then he has a way of like being, people that do him wrong, they end up suffering. They really do. They end up suffering. 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. And all he has to do is just sit back, focus on his work, and let it be. You know, like Taylor Swift says, the trash takes itself out. And he's going to learn that a lot, especially with Olivia Wilde. Her karma is coming to her. So, that's what I have for you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.